Hey everyone, welcome back to CryptoCache. Thank you so much for joining me here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Quick look here again at KAS, seeing what's going on. It looks like we might see a 0.5 fib level here bounce. We got this nice volume profile, the price action holding strong at that range. Is it a guarantee? No, definitely not. But we want to see if there's any kind of important data on the back end that we could see that might help us understand. And I want to say a quick thank you to my community members for kind of coming together. And yeah, while some long positions didn't really work out favorably, we hit our stop loss, got out of the trades early. They've gotten a lot worse than they were before. So it's important to recognize that even though trading isn't perfect, you got to learn from your mistakes and continue to move on and effectively just keep making better trades, right? So again, learn from our mistakes. That's the important thing here. And of course, I've done a lot of learning recently too. Even after 20 years, there's things that will always surprise you. I can assure you of that. You'll see how that works if you continue on this journey. So taking a look here at the last 7 days of liquidation, we kind of zoom out, we can see there's a pretty solid amount of liquidation down about as low as 13 cents. So we're going to look at that level at 13. It's probably just below a key Fibonacci retracement level. I'm thinking that's a 0.618 range, and if so, that would make sense for that to get swept. Does it mean we just take a long blindly at that point or short to that level? No, we want to look at everything else, but that's what we're looking at here in the last 7 days. Quickly looking at the 1 month just to get perspective on where we're at. Also a massive amount of liquidation on the downside. Again, that 12.7 to 13 cent range, pretty heavy concentration. More importantly, 12.7 to 13.5. Okay, and let's quickly look at the charts here. 12.7 is this level here, and 13.5 is this guy right here. So that is right there, just below that 0.618 fib level. So a lot of times those levels will come down here to go ahead and test that. We'll have one last little leg down, and the price just takes off from there. So I'm speculating an entry closer to this 13.5, 13.6 range might be appropriate. I'm just going to go ahead and set an alert for later to reevaluate if in fact I do end up moving on and forgetting about this coin. I cover so many altcoins, folks. It's it's hard to keep track of all of it, but setting alerts is good so you can reevaluate. Make sure you set an alert and don't just jump in blindly. Set an alert and reevaluate later, see where it's at, because again, not everything ends up working out the way that you want it to. So far, here's what we're looking at. So we're looking at the 20-day SMA holding the price action tentatively in place right there on the daily. So really just implies that this ascending trend line running concurrent with the 50-day SMA is still a support level, but we also need to presume the price can continue lower now that we drop below that range. We can also see here we are testing, and if I'm not mistaken, is this a test of 50 on the RSI? It is. If we close below 50 on the RSI, I would say shorting to that 12.7, 12.8 mark makes sense. We also have money flow index pulling back, stochastic swinging down for the second time, MACD diverging. The daily time frame does not look good at all. Even though it's tempting to want to take a long here, considering the fact that there's somewhat of a double bottom, or you could argue this is like a type of pattern that should break out to the upside. The likelihood's fairly low considering the state of the market. I'm looking for an entry closer to 67,000 for Bitcoin to short that coin at that level, and hypothetically we reject off 67,000 for Bitcoin. Most altcoins are going to belly flop, which they have done time and time again. Eventually we're going to start to see that stabilize, but for now we can just presume that shorting altcoins is pretty much the way to go. Same thing here with the 4-hour time frame. We're below majority moving averages. However, the 200 is holding strong, so maintaining this ascending trend line is important. If we can stay above that level, we're good. If we drop below it, it may be a cause for consideration to consider shorting down to the low 13 cent range. We do take a look at the kind of some of the important indicators here on the 4-hour time frame. We're stuck under 50 on the RSI. Money flow index is low. Stochastic swinging down, and MACD is trying to converge, but not really all that strong. So again, you could argue this is a double bottom. It very well could work out that way. The last one did work out that way, but inevitably pulled back when Bitcoin did too. So KAS is a strong coin. Don't get me wrong. I think it still has more propensity to increase over time, but right now I'm just not sure or convinced that we have finished our leg all the way down. Keep in mind too, if we just look at this bigger picture here, this Elliott wave, because I got a lot of people asking like, hey, if it comes down lower, does that invalidate it? No, I mean literally the Elliott wave could come down as low as this 0.618 fib level, that 13.6, 13.5, and it'd still be a valid pattern. Okay, so again, just something to think about there. We're not quite at the bottom, or at least there's a potential that we may not be at the bottom at this point. Ichimoku cloud, we're still under the cloud, but the lagging span is now free and clear. Conversion lines below the baseline. These are all reasons to not consider a long position. Okay, generally speaking, the likelihood of the price action coming up to this level here at about 15.8 and coming back down is fairly high. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at there. I'm going to actually set an alert closer to that range If so, I'll reevaluate and see. It may be worth taking a short at that point if Bitcoin's getting closer to 67,000. Again, these are just things that I kind of add up and kind of come up with a conclusion on. Most things are exuding bearish behaviors, and until they break those bearish trends, there's no reason to consider it's going to stop. Again, when you look at AVAX, ICP, some previously strong coins, they are literally nosediving straight down. For very little reason, honestly, though, because there's very little liquidation to the downside. This one actually makes sense because of how much liquidation we have really close to the price action just below. So to me personally, I think KASPA is you're more likely to find success going to the downside than the upside. And again, I don't really recommend short trading very often, but there's a lot of reasons why we're in that position right now. Let's quickly look at the TPO here and just see here is the point of control for today above the price action or below it. It's at about 15.6, okay? And if we take a look at the current price, it's below that level, getting rejected. So far, the bears are in control of this last trading day. In that sense, that does reiterate and reaffirm this resistance here about 15.6, 15.8, right there at that 0.382 fib level. So my speculation is that we're going to see one more leg down before the price recovers for KASPA, quite possibly to smooth out these liquidations here, because there's a lot of long liquidations over the last month, and the whales know that. They're just going to go ahead and drive the price in whatever direction they want. And at that point, once they destroy all the longs, then they'll go ahead and shoot the price back up to sweep the late shorts. It's a terrible game of trading, but if you can be on the right side of it, generally you're pretty favorable. We are usually on the right side of it ourselves. In fact, if you do take a look at our trading community here, Premium Plus doing pretty well. Chainlink, we got some nice profits there. Those are actually some longs, but previous shorts, Litecoin, Link, Cardano, and then what we got, XRP, ETH, Litecoin. The list goes on. Our day trades have been absolutely making up the difference for our swing trades. So happy that's working out well. Either way you look at it, folks, trade carefully and be cautious. If you want to join us over on Twitter, we've got a pretty awesome group there. Nice amount of followers coming in through here, so I appreciate the support, everyone. Thank you again so much for liking those posts. And obviously, you want to kind of reference a handful of things. I try to keep you up to date with shorts. We can also see those on Twitter, Telegram, Discord. A lot of shorts I'm providing on TikTok, and YouTube as well. Anyways, thanks again so much for watching. I appreciate everything. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.